What's that? That's John Singer Sargent's famous painting Madame X, exhibited in Paris in 1884. Although it doesn't look very scandalous today, when it was first exhibited it caused such shock that Sargent had to leave the country and the model's reputation never recovered. The sitter for the painting was this woman, American expatriate and socialite Virginie Amélie Avignon-Gautreau, who was known as a professional beauty and had come to Paris and married a wealthy banker much, much older than she was. All of Paris was awash with rumours of her multiple infidelities, but she was absolutely gorgeous, a fashionista, and people clamoured to be around her, including artists who couldn't get enough of her. John Singer Sargent was an ambitious American artist who did portraiture, and he got it into his head that if he'd be allowed to paint Gautreau, he could really make his name, so he started trying to get her attention by any means possible. The man who finally introduced them was this man, Dr. Samuel Jean Posy, a pioneer in the field of gynecology and somebody that Gautreau had been having an affair with for a while. But Sargent was going to find out that Gautreau was not an easy model. This is one of the early sketches he did of her, but she really couldn't be bothered. She'd take off the social engagements, always had something better to be doing, and he just said that she was lazy and unpaintable. Madame Gautreau's attitude to being painted was probably best summed up in this sketch that he did of her. The portrait was eventually finished and exhibited in 1888, and the critics hated it. Hated it. They hated the paleness, they hated the green tinge to the skin, they hated the dress. One critic wrote, "Sargent is below his usual standard this year. The pose of the figure is absurd, the bluish colouring atrocious. The features are so exaggerated that the natural delicacy of the outline is entirely lost. Under Sargent's brush, the so-called beautiful subject looked like a mere caricature." And it wasn't only the art critics who were outraged. The painting was widely mocked in the press, like this picture here. The original painting didn't really have straps, and it was even more shocking. Sargent had to paint these in at a later date to try and quell the rising anger. But the issue really was that Gautreau was already known as a sexually promiscuous woman, and this painting seemed to not only acknowledge that, but revel in it. Gautreau's mother demanded that the painting be withdrawn, saying that everyone was making fun of her and that she'd have to die of chagrin. During the scandal, Gautreau wrote to her friend saying that she was overcome with sadness and the whole thing had made her depressed to the point where she wanted to die. She never really did recover from the scandal and retreated from public life. Sargent left for America. Sargent kept the painting in his studio, and in 1916 he donated it to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, saying that despite the scandal, it was probably the best thing he'd ever done.